Okay. We have some goals in mind that I would like to get to before we run into Magpie again. Because it is hard for me to do the things that I want with Magpie taking me everywhere. Which is fine and everything else, but there are some goals that I want to do. So let's do them before we send a telegram to Magpie. First of all, I'd like to take a picture of what we got going on here because I forgot to take a screenshot of man. We having a problem? No. Alright, so first things first is I want to buy a new horse. Red chestnut. So a chestnut actually has red mane and tail as well, and not just the black mane and tail. But this is the horse that we want. And name him Rind. Customize. So he needs a red mane and tail. I think I prefer this. Interesting. Okay, so that one doesn't actually have a red mane and tail. And of course, I can't see shit with the way that it is. Apologies for my sickness. No red manes here. That one's red. I like that one actually. 51. Don't like that one. It's literally the same one. Okay. So 15. Um There is not a red tail? Interesting. I don't want that one. I don't want that one. What about... Those aren't working either. Okay. None of these are working. I guess I am gonna have to do a black mane and tail. There's literally not a tail to match the mane. Where's that one? It's like a deep red. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Ah. That means this needs to be different. Um, okay. And it doesn't have anything that matches it either. What is going on with these manes and tails? Six. All right. Okay, so the saddle is like uncategorized, I think. Maybe it wasn't. Oh no, there it is. Uncategorized 10. Don't touch the reins. Saddle horn. Saddlebag style. Federal. Stirrups. Silver. Okay. Wind. Alright. The next horse we want is Dread. And then Wrath. We could technically buy Rend. Or sorry, buy Dread as well. Should we do that? Since we have a big chunk of money, we have money in the bank too. I would also like to buy some clothes. We'll hold on to the money now and go buy some clothes. Ovano. Did I spell his name right? Louis Ovano. Did I say it right? Nope. Let's fix that. Maybe. We're just like pen paling each other at this point.
Go to bed now. Just away from me, apparently. I can just go to bed. It's fine.
Oh, damn it. There's a magpie. I got distracted.
What?
Okay, now why
They try to
Fair
shoot my
enough.
horse. Hello! It's you.
I was gonna say I saw her
It's
staring at
me.
us. It's like you can come over.
Did you get my telegram?
I did not. Ah, there it is.
You were busy at telegrams. Anything exciting?
I was sending a telegram to Louie.
Okay. Okay. You wanna go someplace?
Sure. Just a second.
Let's go.
You are even higher energy than normal.
Wait, am I high energy?
You are.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. And I'm higher energy right now?
Yes.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
Really.
Yeah. I'm just normal and not excited and not happy and not like, you know, really eager.
As you dance about.
How's your leg feeling?
It's, doing alright.
Could you hold on, I'll help with you. Hold on. Grab onto my hand. Ah! Okay, not like that. Hold on. Grab onto my hand. Okay. Yeah. Alright, Eddie. Alright, oh shit. Hold on. Okay, and then if I just oh no. Alright, and then follow me, and I'm gonna help you up again. Grab onto my hand.
Alright.
Okay. Grab onto my hand. egg again. Okay. This is where I like to go when I need those times to think. I come up here and I smoke and I think about the things.
Those times during the night.
Yeah.
I see. This is a good
Well,
spot to think.
yeah, I used to come up here and look at the stars, and I'd sleep up here, and your cat would join me. Well, I'm moving on, and this is still one of my favorite spots, and I would like to share it with you. Um, I was a bit nervous about it, but I, I trusted you. So, this is one of my favorite spots.
Thank you
And,
for sharing it with me.
well, I've got something for you.
You do?
All right. First, the things for first. Here. Wait, hold on. Let me just, hold on. Okay. Here. Yeah. You. Yeah.
You know, I've never actually had a properly wrapped gift before.
Well, funny you say that.
Oh? I still need to send a telegram to that taxidermist.
Here. Wait, hold on. Let me just make sure that this is the right one. Yeah. Okay.
I have 2 gifts.
Yeah. It's I know you're like all, you have makeup and you got really nice hair, so I thought, I found this cocoon after digging in the dirt for a long time. I know that's a bit strange, but it's a really nice cocoon, and I thought you might like it.
Thank you.
right.
I
So
actually don't
oh,
have a comb. I had to brush through my hair with my fingers.
now you got a comb. That's a nice comb.
Now I have a nice comb, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Hold on.
Another one?
Yeah. All right. Right. Right.
You were busy while I was napping. Hmm. You seem even more excited about this one.
Yeah. I am. I dug in the dirt for hours so I could find all the things I needed to make a kit. I know I like you like your knives and well these are like really nice ones and I made it myself and I did my best for it and this is my first one that I actually made myself and you know I hope you like it. I put a lot of effort into it. I also sharpened it a lot.
That's a very nice shiv.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You can use it to cut and stab the things if you really want. Like it's really good for that. It's like a, you know, um, it's really it. You know, I've been stabbed with a shiv. They're very painful. So like it's very useful if you ever need to do that. Um,
Thank you. I really do appreciate all these gifts, including sharing this roof with me.
well, I really like a Q. And I like giving gifts too. I usually people don't are like not the my gifts are not like normal gifts that people could give, but I do try and give good gifts.
Oh, it's a good thing I'm not normal.
Do you want to sit down with me?
Okay.
We might need to sit a little bit further upon, like, the little, you know, like over, yeah, here. Yeah. Right here. Yeah. I think that's better.
It's a bit more comfortable, yeah.
Or we could sit on this flat, a little bit of flat roof over here. It's up to you. I just want us to be, comfy.
Which part?
There's a little part right behind us, but it's a bit lower.
I think this is fine.
All right, scoot closer, sir. Scoot closer, sir. So, I'm um, you know, mm,
What?
hey, I had a big day.
While I was asleep?
There was a lot of digging and running around and stuff. But then, uh, Stormy, one of the ex-Blackbirds who really doesn't like me, I asked to speak with her because Jin convinced me to, and so tomorrow I'll be doing that. I'm a little bit anxious about it, and then I'm also anxious about the whole Richard Ryan thing because he stopped. Well, not Richard Ryan, but the Alistair Burke stopped by after I took you to bed, and I had a long conversation with him, and it was a little bit weird and like maybe a little bit suspicious, and it was really tense. And well, it just worries me because I don't know what's coming in the future, and I want to be a good leader, and I want to, take care of everybody. But I I'm scared. I don't want to fuck up.
I don't think you're gonna fuck up.
I'm still scared.
I understand. That you have me and you have all the other Blackbirds there to support you. get you through all of this. Why do you need to talk to this stormy person tomorrow?
Well, Jin seems to think that she doesn't hate Mimi, and that I should try and see what the relationship is, but I don't really think it's a good idea considering she's kind of officially adopted by a deputy that really hates me. I don't think it's gonna go very well. So, we'll, see what happens. I just... I worry. And I worry about Jin, because Jin wants to leave the Blackbirds after the Richard Ryan thing is over, so he can retire and be with Stormy, who he loved a lot, who he was very close with, who he had a love that she did not share back. And I think it hurt him a lot, and so he's been pining after her ever since, and so I'm afraid that he's gonna leave and then get his heart broken, and then he's gonna come back, and it's just gonna be... I don't think he's gonna be able to live that sort of life as a non-criminal. I don't think he's capable of that.
I
So-
would think that someone, Akiko, would distract him from someone he was pining after that didn't return the favor.
He seems to... He said that they're just friends now, but he still cares about her so much, and I guess he wants to try and see what retiring would be like. But yeah.
I suppose it's one of those things that you won't know until you try. But also, he needs to really think about the pros and cons and what reasons he has for retiring. Is it just for Stormy or for himself?
That's what I talked to him about. I spoke to him. I talked about... Well, if he's really ready to do that, if he understands what happens, if he goes. I told him quite honestly what my thoughts about it were to leave, and he told me that he was unsure if he wanted it. If he wants it.
Is this something he thought to do after having conversations with Stormy? This isn't Stormy getting in his head, right?
I think to a degree it's to impress Dormy and to make... Yeah, I think it's partly that. I think a lot of it is because, well, after what I did to Jin, she made it very clear that she wants Jin to leave the Blackbirds and join him.
What you did to Jen.
Well, at one point I struggled with cocaine, I suppose. Or at least everyone thought I was struggling with it. And I was very angry at Jin because this was after he'd killed people. He'd murdered two folk at Emerald. Well, he murdered one of them. One of them was a local who drew on us, and we shot him down. I shot him down. I lost my temper, and I kept shooting him. And then Jin got paranoid that somehow Law were gonna find out about it, so he wanted to fix the things without telling me. So he went back to Emerald and decided to hide the body, but another Emerald worker saw him try and do that, so he shot them down and killed them. He hid this from us until deputies came after us, because a note fell from his pocket that identified him to law. So we were being hunted by the law. There was even a small shootout. They were going after us. They said that they would never rest until they got us. We were in deep shit. And, well, we went to this camp at one point, and me and Jin got into an argument. And he said that by trying to be non-violent, I was living in a fairy tale, that it wasn't gonna last, that it was bullshit. So I got really angry. I'll admit I pointed my gun and asked, how's this for non-violent? And he kept pushing. So I pistol whipped at him. And that's why he's blind in one eye. I've not been the best to Jin, but I realize what I've done. After Stormy heard about this, she wanted him to leave. But he didn't want to leave. But I guess, he wants to. The only reason he wanted to stay was to help protect us from the Blackbird, from Richard Ryan, and then retire with Stormy. And was all his reasons for staying.
That's his only reason.
That's what he said, or at least what it seemed like. But now when I spoke to Tim, he didn't quite seem like he wanted to as much, that he was as eager as he thought he was. So I spoke to him, and he said he's not sure what he's gonna do, if he's gonna try, or if he's gonna stay, or if whatever's gonna happen. I spoke to him, heart to heart. Told him he should just let me know what he decides to do, and I'll respect any decision he makes.
I get both sides of the story.
It's why Stormy hates me. Or seems to hate me, or hated me, or whatever it is. The thing about Stormy is I saved Stormy. She was going to join the Jolly Rogers and my uncle. And there would be no redemption after that. There's no going back from joining them. Because they are an extremely violent gang. If it weren't for me, Stormy would never have gotten her redemption, her happy ending. I pulled her back from being an excessively violent individual, and I taught her how to be non-violent, and that's how she got to where she is. But because I did something violent to Jin, because of everything that happened, because I didn't treat Jin very well before that. I guess I don't treat Jin very well all the time, and anyways. Stormy really hates me, and Jin has a lot of resentment towards me as well, which is understandable.
You're all very aggressive to one another. Even if it's just throwing fists or grabbing people around the throat. If someone ever did that to me, I would stab them.
He picks fights with me all the time. Most of the time he punches first. When things get really intense. But yeah, you're right. We are too aggressive with each other. That's just, I guess, how we've been since the beginning. He likes to push the buttons. when I tell him not to say something, he'll do it over and over in any case. When I give him a threat saying, if you do this, I will hurt you, he will do it anyways. And then I hurt him. It's not good. It's not healthy.
It's not. The thing is, you all treat this as just another day being playful, but in a very aggressive way. None of you seem to be serious. Not until it matters. It's a lot for me to process sitting back and watching all this happen.
Yeah. You're right.
You are all chaotic.
I get really angry. And aggressive. I didn't always... I wasn't always like this. I would never have
Perhaps,
done any of it to anybody, and then...
perhaps it's your way to survive the life that you've chosen. It's your way to survive.
After I joined Vivan Horn, things got a lot more violent for me. And I guess I never managed to shake that off very much. My family is extremely violent. After Dio taught me how to fight, I used it, and I use it too often. Would never have punched anybody before that, and then everything became so fucking violent all the time. I was so scared all the time, and now I guess I'm good at really one thing, and that's fighting. So when things happen, I start fighting.
Do you have regrets for that?
Yes.
Perhaps sometimes you need to choose your words instead of your fists.
Every time I tell him not to do something, he does it anyways. He targets my insecurities sometimes. When I tell him to stop, he does it some more. And I hit him, and then he does it more in anyways. He knows what reaction is going to happen, but he does it anyways. Sometimes he even starts swinging himself when I push his buttons.
What tone of voice do you use? Because all the times that I've seen the two of you interact, it's any certain tone of voice that can come off as non-serious. Perhaps a little yelling, but non-serious nonetheless. You don't use this
Yeah.
tone of voice you're talking to me with.
Yeah. Something I've got to work on.
You also have to pick and choose your battles. Obviously, everyone is enjoying themselves and having They're fun. But there's a time and place for that as well. So you have to choose when you want them to stop and when you don't want them to. You're their leader. They have to take you serious when you need to be serious.
Yeah. You're right. I'll try. I
Have you talked to Jen since doing what you did to him?
We've spoken a lot. I've had a lot of heart-to-hearts. We speak quite often about it. About what he did, about what I did. Every conflict the Blackbirds have had are because of Jin's fuck-ups. Nearly every issue we've had, except for George Dune, has been because of Jin. I have put out countless fires that he's caused, unintentionally or intentionally. Got to a point where one time I was considering asking him to leave, but I didn't. And I won't, but I just don't know how to deal with him, I suppose. I don't have a fantastic relationship with them.
Don't get me wrong. What he chose to do after you shot someone, I would have done the same thing because it makes sense to take out the witnesses. What he fucked up on was leaving behind evidence.
He didn't tell any of us. He only told us what he did and how he did it. That he killed another person when deputies were at the door. They were in the slaughterhouse trying to breach it, ready to shoot us down. And we had no idea why they were there until Jin pulled us aside into the slaughterhouse and explained it to us.
Okay, so that was poorly planned as well.
He hid it from us. We had no way of defending against it, fixing it. helping him with it. That's what I'm most angry about. I understand the intention of what he was doing, but he should have told it us. We could have done it together. We could have handled things together. I don't even think it was necessary. I don't think deputies could have found out about what had happened. We'd left no evidence when that first man was shot down. When he went back alone and he started shoving the bodies and hiding to them, that's... without consulting us, that's what I'm angry about. I understand his intentions. He wanted to help. And I understand his intentions for not telling me. He wanted to take a load off my plate, he said. But he still fucked it up. And then the next time he fucked it up when we were in Sississika after we handed ourselves in about this whole situation with the double murder. And the Animamalis, who was a group that had attacked Stormy quite some time ago, were in Sississika, the man who done it. And they're an extremely powerful gang who get into conflicts all the time. They shoot people all the time. That's what they're good at. They're good at killing people. And there were only 4 of us when Jin decided to go walk up to this man, attack him, and then said, "If I ever see you on the outside, I'll kill you." He started a war. I nearly died because of Jin's decision. I got shot in the lung. I nearly didn't make a kit. Mason almost died as well. He nearly got the entire gang killed. Mason was in a coma for a week because Jin decided to make a threat about how he was going to kill a man on the outside. Because Jin attacked a man in Sississika.
So he's very impulsive.
Yeah. More than me somehow. He doesn't consider things. He doesn't consider the words in his mouth before he says them. You know how many outlaws he's pissed off by making fun of them or talking about their eye patches and how they're missing an eye, or just saying the most insane shit to people. And then I have to pull that person aside and say, "I'm sorry." I have to apologize on behalf of the gang, on behalf of him constantly. He gives us a really bad reputation when he does things like that, and it all built up that until that day where I pistol whipped him. I was so angry at him. I still have, I guess, resentment towards all the things he's put us through and the pain and harm that he's caused.
It sounds
And
like it.
I don't know how to reconcile it. I don't have a good relationship with him because, simply put, I don't know if I respected him. Feels like he's caused more harm than any good. He constantly talks against doing things non-violently because he wants to shoot people. He wants to cause harm. He wants conflict. So he causes it. Even though he claims that he respects the way we do the things. He rallies against it at every opportunity. And then when he insulted it that time, when he told me that I was delusional, I couldn't. You know why I want to be non-violent?
Why?
Because I made a promise to my father when I was a child, when I was, before he died, he always taught me. I'm talking about Matt Dursk. Before he died, he always taught me that violence is the last resort. That you don't hurt others. He was very adamant about it. When everybody else carried a gun, he didn't. When he died in the bank job that he did for me to try and elevate us out of poverty, he didn't carry a gun there. And when everything went to hell, when he put his hands up and he exited that bank, I had to watch as they gunned him down on the streets like a dog. I made him a promise before he died. And I did my best to keep it. I don't like hurting people, not just for that. I've never liked it. So when he shat on that, called me delusional, knowing that that's what I promised my father, knowing everything about that, he knew my father. I broke.
So, why do you keep him around then? Is there any good about Jim? Besides being another body for the Blackbirds.
He is one of the only links I have to my father. Because he is, I suppose, other than Richard Ryan, probably the only one left alive that had met them a man before he came to the processing. He's Mason's brother. He's become family to me too. Conversation I had with Mason was another fuck up and we get rid of him because we can't keep him along. Another fuck up happened and we had that same conversation again. I don't think I have it in me to throw him out, regardless of what he does. It's just this thought of maybe he can learn, maybe he can get better, maybe he'll do better. Maybe he'll finally learn a lesson.
And he still hasn't learned his lesson.
I'm giving him one last chance.
How many chances have you given him?
2. Well, I mean, so many more than that, but he's had 2 monumental fuck-ups. If he ever does that again, he's gone. And this is the perfect test. Richard Ryan is back, the man who killed his entire fucking family.
He's gonna
He
be
can
very
keep his
impulsive.
cocoon. Of course he is. There's the ultimate test. If he manages to keep his cool, he manages to handle the situation, he managed to not jeopardize everything and fuck it all up, then maybe I can trust him again.
Have you had this conversation with him?
That one more fuck up and he's gone? No. But I've told him about what happens, actually we did. That first time we had that conversation with him. Explain the consequences. I didn't even speak to Tim because Mason wanted it too because he knew that I would lose my Coolidge gin. I wasn't capable of talking to him myself at that point because I was so fucking angry. I knew that if I spoke to him, I would scream, I would yell. I would not keep my cool and that wouldn't help. So Mason spoke to him, made it very clear what happens if he fucks us up, if he keeps going down this path, if he doesn't learn a lesson.
Have you at least warned him about keeping his cool with this Richard Bryan thing?
That's the first thing I spoke to him about when he found out about him. I pulled him aside, and I told him that he has to keep his cool or else he will get us killed. That he needs, that I understand what this man has done, but that's why it is even more important that he keeps control over himself. That he manages to keep himself controlled. That he can't fuck it up or else our lives are at stake. And that's a mess that I don't think I can fix. He said he understood, so this is his test, I suppose. His final chance.
Control is the one thing that everyone seems to need to learn.
It's a lesson I still have to learn. I like to think that I managed to control myself when it matters. At least I try my best. Try and keep a cool head when I hate somebody. When I know that it's a fight that I'll lose. Jin causes problems even when he knows he can't win a fight. That's his problem. When he makes a decision, he doesn't consider the consequences ever. My problem is I do consider the consequences and do it in anyways. Sometimes, at least. I've gotten better at restraint. I'm trying, at least.
Is Mason impulsive?
No.
That's what I thought from what I could tell. Angelo, he is not really impulsive in action, but he is impulsive in bringing up things he probably should. Like taxidermy people in front of someone who probably wouldn't appreciate such a question.
Yeah. I guess I haven't really seen how impulsive Angelo is with actions, because Angelo hasn't been in that position yet. He hasn't had to go through anything like that. He is relatively new to the Blackbirds.
He is numb to violence, so it'll be interesting to see how he'll react to all of this himself.
I think the thing with Angelo is he is fiercely loyal to the point where if I ask him not to do something, or if I tell him not to do something, he won't, no matter what his personal feelings are. That's how it's been so far. Angelo always listens. Jin rarely listens.
I can tell. This whole time I've been watching people.
It doesn't excuse my actions, but I can't reconcile what he does. It upsets me to such an intense degree that I don't know how to handle him without losing it. Because whilst it is joking, some of it is genuine. There's a reason why I've never hit Mason like that. Why I don't pick fights with Mason. Mason doesn't pick fights with me either.
I feel like if Jin pushes your buttons enough, You need to sit him down and have a serious conversation with him about that. Try to get him to understand.
Yeah. You're right.
Because as an outsider looking in, I only see this as you two being playful, if but aggressive. I don't see this as you being bothered by what Jin is doing. It's simply you both being aggressive and pushing at each other. So if this is bothering you, you need to have a serious conversation with Jin.
Yeah. You're right.
Tell him when you say to stop, you mean actually seriously stop.
Some of it is playful, but it goes too far.
Like I said, there is a time and place to be playful. You can still be playful. This is your family. But there are times where it's being pushed too far that you need to make sure he understands when you say stop, that means stop.
Yeah. You're right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Don't tell
As,
Jin or Mason to this, but maybe I am the princess sometimes.
of course.
I regretted saying that immediately. It just sort of left my mouth. Hey, it's not true at all.
Right.
Mm,
You're adorable. As for Stormy, going back to her, maybe you do need to have a conversation with her, but at the same time, you don't think that Stormy would use this as an advantage to turn you in. She wouldn't know that you're wanted right now, right?
Malachi would probably need to tell her. I doubt she would like that. I think she'd know that it would jeopardize any relationship with Jin as well.
Okay.
I think she was a criminal for a long time. I mean, last time I saw her in person, she found gold bars in the trash and handed them to me. She told me she'd help us wherever she could. She has some loyalty, at least to Jin. I don't think she'd go so far. Malachi might insist on attending and arrest me regardless, but
Have you had a conversation with her since the incident with Jen?
no. She wanted nothing to do with me.
And now she
Malachi sent me a
does?
telegram saying that if I ever telegram her again, he'd kill me.
Interesting.
or something to that degree. But I did today. Told her that I would like to speak to her in person. Probably that it's due for a chat. She said I'll be around tomorrow. So
And you feel confident this is going to be a one-on-one?
no. I did say in the telegram that I'd prefer if Mr. Harriet wasn't there. She didn't respond to that part, but she did address the telegram as Hazel Harriet, so she has changed her name. So there is a likelihood that he will attend.
Hmm.
Apparently, he attended Jin's one without knowing that was going to happen, without him knowing that Harriet was going to be there. Mr. Malachi. Deputy Malachi.
So that means that Stormy told him. So this is likely going to be talked about as well.
Of course, yes, it is. Unless Stormy hides it from him, but that doesn't sound particularly likely. I'll have to be careful for whatever happens. Probably ask for y'all to be on standby.
I was about to say I could be on standby if need be.
Yeah. That'd probably be best. But now that we've spoken about my leadership and Jin and Stormy and all of that, I just...
Ugh, God, I was so nasally.
And now I just want to be yours.
You're always mine.
You make me feel so safe. I haven't
Okay.
felt okay in a long time. I do right now.
Good.
Please don't leave, Mimi.
I won't. So long as you don't leave me.
I won't. What did you say the Ten of Swords means?
It represents a difficult period, often marked with immense pain, loss, sense of devastation. Signifies an end of a chapter.
It's the end of a chapter and the beginning of a new one. I'm gonna try and do it better. You've really helped me. I needed your perspective.
I'm glad I could be of help.
It's only been a little while, but you mean so much to Mimi.
You mean a lot to me, too. I didn't think I could feel much of anything until you.
That makes me so happy. I think you helped me control my emotions. Something I've never been good at doing. At least not in a long time. I'm not as scared when I'm around you. And I always feel scared.
So I help you control your emotions and you help me find mine.
We're both helping each other, right?
Exactly.
You really are my knight in shining armor.
And you're my princess. But you're also my knight in shining armor when I need it.
I'm fine being your princess. And you're the knight when you needed it. I don't think I had ever thought I would say that.
That could stay between us.
Yeah. I never thought I'd be a princess. Doesn't seem very me. What kind of princess wears a mullet?
My princess does.
I suppose that's true. Your princess also brings you dead frogs.
I appreciate all your gifts, especially the dead frogs.
You're so silly.
Me. Silly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could be silly.
Only somebody a little silly would like my big dead frog.
Okay, so maybe I am a little silly.
Yeah.
So silly enough to get someone to taxidermy it for me.
Do you know how excited you make me?
I do.
In the past couple of days, I've gone up to a lot of people and told them that I found somebody that I really like, and that they like my dead frogs.
How do people react to that?
They're all really happy for me, and kind of surprised that the toads the thing worked.
I suppose it takes a special kind of someone to appreciate dead toads.
My favorite kind of person. And I've met a lot of people. I think you're one of the best. You okay?
I think I'm having one of those mixed emotion moments.
Does that make you anxious?
I feel something like happiness, but yes, anxious. I think
Maybe nervousness?
maybe that's what it is. I'm happy, but this is all new to me, and I've never really had someone like you in my life.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. My life has been cruel, and you are one of the nicest things that's ever happened to me.
I'm not going nowhere.
I hope not.
Every time you smile, you make my day. You got a really pretty smile.
Thank you. You're the one who gave it to me.
I'm so good at this romance thing. Really, really good at the romance thing. I've never heard you laugh before.
Was that what that was?
Yeah. You got a cute little laugh.
I've never laughed before.
And I got to make you laugh the first time.
Maybe you are good at this romance thing.
Fuck yeah.
My first smile, my first laugh. What next?
I'm excited if I find it out. Like I said, you make me excited.
You do me as well. I look forward to the time spent with you.
Me too. Best part of my day. So, you are keeping me out of mischief.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. Yeah, you tell me.
Well, if it means me keeping you to myself, I guess that would be a good thing.
That works for me.
I meant to put fingers at fingertips, but that's fine.
Mine.
Are you claiming my hands now?
I think I'm claiming you. Mine a night.
Well, then I'm claiming you too.
I think I can live with that.
Same here.
You know the big difference between me and you?
What's that?
I'm not silly. I'm really serious.
Lies.
I'd never lie.
You're very silly and very adorable and very cute. Especially when you do that. And that.
I'd fight anybody else for doing that.
Well, I'm special.
Uh-huh. You know, there was a moment the other day at the docks. You really scared me. I don't know if I do scared, but I said something then, and then I can't remember what you said, but like I kind of changed my mind real quick. You made me really flustered.
When was that?
I can't remember what I said, but then you said repeat that, and it all got me flustered.
Oh. You were trying to get me to take something back. I can't remember what I said, though.
You said, "Do you want to repeat that?"
No, I remember that. I don't remember what I said that had you say to take it back.
I can't remember none either.
Probably something along the lines of being adorable.
Take that back.
You want to repeat that?
Kinda, but I'm not going to.
Good answer.
I've never felt this kind of way before.
Never.
Cat never made me feel flustered. At least I don't remember her ever doing that. I've also never sat in anybody's lap before.
Well, it looks like we're giving each other first.
I like them.
Me too.
You know, I'm still unused to having longer hair.
How are you liking it?
It's been a long time. So I'm still not sure, but I still like it when you play with my hair.
I like playing with your hair. Ugh.
I got one. I got one at Echo.
Okay.
Are you all alone? Because you should sure have my interest.
You're cute.
Now you have to take that one back.
No.
Yes.
Never.
Always.
I'm researching important dates in history. Would you like to be mine?
That one was really good. They say nothing lasts forever, so would you be my nothing?
Did you just come out of the oven because you're too hot to handle?
Oh, goodness. I'm really glad we're out here for some fresh air, because you took my breath away.
If I could rearrange the alphabet, I'd put U and I together.
Oh. I got a book for you, like again. When I went to go get Jin the Treasure Island book, I got another one for you.
Oh.
I didn't give it to you when I gave you all the other gifts because I wanted to wait for another good moment. It's in my satchel. You should take a look. You mentioned this one, didn't you?
I have. It's one of my favorites, actually. Did you purchase this one?
It's new.
The only one that I've ever read is a very worn one.
Well, this one is brand new. I thought I thought it'd be nice. I remember you mentioned it, and well, yeah.
Thank you. It's my own copy. I associate with the monster in this one. That's the reason why it's my favorite.
I asked the bookstore owner, and the way he described it sounds pretty disturbing. Making a man? It's kind of scary.
It is, but I more associate with the fact that the creator of the monster abandoned this monster to its own devices in a world that he didn't understand. That's the reason why I associate with the monster, because in a way I feel lost in a world that I'm supposed to understand by some sort of creator, whoever it is.
I started reading the book that you bought me, or that you got for me.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
how are you enjoying it so far?
Really like it.
Good. I went
There's
in
a lot of
blinds.
ones that I'd never heard.
I went in blinds with that one. Just kind of thumbed through. I have to finish writing the one that I was writing for you. It's not going to be that long, a short story, I guess. I just making sure it all sounds right before I give it to you.
I'd love to see it when you're ready. I my favorite book so far, or story so far in the book you gave me is it's one called Puss in Boots. It's about a real weird cat.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's the cat do besides apparently being in boots?
It well, the cat does mischief, and he helps his master, who's poor and penniless, to get the hand in marriage of a princess. The cat is a fairy in disguise.
Interesting. Maybe I'll have to read that one.
Yeah. I like that one.
The story I'm writing you is about animals as well. Since you said that you like folk tales and books about animals. Hopefully you'll like it.
I think I will. So far, I like everything you do.
Well, here's hoping I don't ever disappoint you.
I don't think you will. What are you doing up to there?
Giving you one of my feathers.
Oh. Thank you.
I don't think we're going to be able to find any magpies here, or else I'd find you one.
Yeah, I don't think there's many magpies in the Crossison. I know of at least one.
Mm-hmm. She's in my arms.
She's apparently, allegedly, maybe, possibly teeny tiny bit of a princess. Maybe. Like a warrior princess with guns and the knives and who's super strong and
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
She's my princess.
the best one, 'cause
Exactly.
she's yours. Angelos said you two played the question game.
We did. I told him that you and I played it as well.
You wanna play a round?
Sure, why not?
What's your favorite weather there?
I like overcast. Not quite raining yet, simply like the cloud cover.
That's my favorite too.
Really?
Yeah. There's just something about it that feels weirdly cozy.
That's what I feel.
Okay, your turn.
I'm not exactly the biggest fan of storms in general. Loudness is overwhelming sometimes. Just as an extension off of that.
I don't hate rain. Sometimes it's nice, but I don't like feeling cold.
Same here.
I've been cold for a lot. I didn't really have much of a coat or really much to keep myself warm with. So when it rained, it was always kind of awful. I was just lucky because I found somewhere to sleep that was outside of the rain.
Same here. I had my hoodie, but it's so thin and worn. Doesn't really do much, to be honest. I still put it on for comfort. Then find somewhere to tuck away and get out of the storm.
I still have my old clothes.
You?
Yeah, I obviously don't wear them no more, and they're ragged and falling up apart, but I couldn't bring myself to throw them away.
A lot of memory.
Yeah, I mean, I like to hold on to the things important to me, and that'll always be part of me. I've changed a lot, and I've grown up a lot, but I remember where I came from.
I understand that. I think that's the reason why I'm attached to my baby blanket, even though there's nothing to it. It's what they found me in when the orphanage picked me up. No sort of notes or anything to it. I was simply swaddled in a blanket in a basket.
All I have is my father's satchel. I keep it on me all the time.
I see. What about that?
Well, a long time ago, I stole the very first hat I ever stole. One of the first crimes I ever really did. I stole the hat of Sheriff Bolton. And, well, Dean Sweeney, a deputy, and CJ DeDollars, his partner, he, convinced me to give it back, because they didn't want me to be in trouble and get arrested. And I didn't really want to, but I did, because I didn't want to upset CJ and Dean. So I went back and I suggested a trade, but in the end I just gave it back. And she agreed to the trade then, and she took me to this little watch store in this city. And she bought me this pocket watch. She didn't have to do. But she did it. And it was one of the only things I really had. My most prized possession. I have kept it on me. I've never taken it off my person since the day I got it. I've never put it in a box. I've never done anything except keep it on me. I also have a horse brush.
What's the horse brush from?
I had a phase of buying horse brushes from the general store, carving my name into them, and then selling them to deputies and telling them that they were very special horse brushes made from real fancy, like, the things. I did the same with canteens. Bolton said she still has Magpie's fancy canteen. This was the last one, and I kept it.
Smart way
They're
to get
all-
money.
Yeah. They're all a part of me. You know, part of my journey from where I started. Same with these gloves. I've had them since all the way back to then. These boots that I'm wearing, first pair of boots I ever got. They're falling apart a little bit, but I don't care. I haven't changed everything. All those memories and things that I've done and what I was. They're all memories that I want to hold on to and collect. And keeps it safe. I guess I don't just collect trinkets.
Things have sentimental value.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I hold on to the things that mattered to me.
I understand that. Can't say that I've really had too much things.
I only started getting to things not too long ago. All of them are important to me. You're not a thing, but I'm gonna hold on to you.
I'm gonna hold on to you too.
I like it when you hold me.
I like holding you.
You know, one thing that I've always hated,
What?
always hated it, is being picked up. But when you do it, I don't mind so much.
I'm glad I have special privilege.
Yeah, you do. Anybody else would get their ass beat. Even though I'm the best fighter in the process, and I don't think I could beat your ass.
You don't think so?
Nope. I'd prefer to just held.
So you're saying the trick when you get feisty is to simply hold you.
Maybe.
Noted.
We might not always work because I'm strong and rebellious and scary and
Right.
yeah.
Adorable.
Take that back.
You want to say that again?
Nope. I'm good. I'd prefer not to.
That's what I thought. You know, I've been called a thing before.
I've been called an it.
I've also been called that.
You're not a thing. You're a person, and you're my person. Anybody who ever called you an it or a thing can go fuck themselves. I'll beat their asses. My big hands.
Thank you. It's not a good feeling.
No, it's not. But you'll never have to feel that way again. Because if anybody ever calls you that again, they'll get a fist to the face. I was taught by the best fighter in the process, and I'll kick anybody's ass.
That's where the warrior part of Warrior Princess comes in.
Yeah. Still not wearing a dress, though.
I'm not going to make you wear a dress.
You better not.
If anyone ever makes you wear a dress, I'll shred it with my knives.
Thank you. I was gonna say nobody can make me do anything, but I think you probably could.
Well, it won't be a dress.
Yeah. You know what Michichi and James said as we were riding out of this city?
What did they say?
Go be with your girl. And you know, you are my girl.
And you're my girl.
I like being your girl.
I like being your girl too.
And we are in agreement.
Yes, we are.
Fuck yeah.
So, no more shouting, we're just friends.
Never again. That be a lie. And I don't like the lying.
Good.
I told Jin this the same when I jumped off a balcony, or right before I jumped off a balcony, and then he got very concerned because he couldn't find me. I was fine. I
You
told
jumped off.
Jin that you know I'm not you know I was shy, but you know I'm not gonna act like you know we're not something. So yeah. And then I jumped off a balcony. Well, I sort of jumped down a flight of stairs. You know the ones that go up to the you know the stairs that go up to the tea room at the top,
Yeah.
you know by the lock pick and place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I jumped down those stairs.
And you didn't
But
hurt yourself.
my ankles hurt a little bit, but you know, I think what was really worth it is I went wee, and then I disappeared up apparently because Jen didn't see me jump off the stairs, so he just heard me yell wee and then disappear like I didn't exist. And apparently he just started running around looking while I was waiting outside with the horse. So I had to go run up and go find him. I gave him a real scare up apparently. I jump off a lot of the things. I jump on even more the things. They're fine.
Are you sure?
Thank you. I've never gotten hurt in my whole life.
Right.
Hmm.
Says the person who fell down a cliff and I had to save.
I fell for you. You get it?
I do. I'd much prefer you not fall down a cliff when you fall for me, though. Someone's tired.
No.
It is getting pretty late.
I will go to bed on one condition.
What's that?
The second we got off this roof, you princess carry me to bed.
Deal.
Okay, then I'm ready for bed. Also, another deal, you gotta snuggle me. Because it's really cold tonight, and I don't want to I don't want to be cold.
Right. I'll snuggle you without even any excuses.
What?
I said I will snuggle you even without any excuses.
Excuses? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Okay, let's go.
All right.
We'll go down slowly. Okay. That's not the way that's not it. Here. No. I'm always bad at getting it's over here. It's here. It's I tried to get off the roof that way like the other day and then got immediately stuck and hurt. And it was kind of terrible. Eh.
Okay. Let's go.
Can I still be the nanite?
You could still be the knight.
Okay.
You're my knight in public. Because you can handle it better than I can.
I can agree to that. In private, I think you can handle it a bit better.
Seems like it.
I had a princess carry Jin to bed today.
Really?
Yeah, he demanded it. He
Why
said
did he
if I
demand
did
it?
he said if I didn't, then I couldn't be in a night.
Really?
Yeah. So I did it. It was really difficult because he's like really tall.
I could imagine that being difficult.
Yeah.
But
It,
you're also big and strong.
yeah, thankfully it was in the apartment, so I managed to do it for a couple steps. I think if it was the slaughterhouse, I would have died. I don't think I could take him upstairs. He's massive.
Yeah, that would have been impossible. Even with your big muscles.
Yeah, with my big hands.
Exactly.
I'm very cold. I'm he's freezing.
Well, let me remedy that for you.
Good night.
Good night. Alright. That's it for me. Hopefully tomorrow before Magpie wakes up, I can do some other things I intended to do today. But that was very cute. I loved it. I will be back tomorrow with more. And hopefully I feel better tomorrow. At least a little bit. Anyways, bye.